my time, faster than ever, hungry and I'm going to come back and take what is mine, bigger and better. It's a new dawn, it's a new day. Some things are different, but nothing has changed. Still got my number, still got my name. Tell everybody I'm back in the game. Saddle, cut to the chase. I ain't somebody who stays in one place. Ready to go, I'm coming to play. You better know I still got something to say. It's a new dawn, it's a new day. Some things are different, but nothing has changed. Still got my number, still got my name. Tell everybody I'm back in the game. match I couldn't handle. No one else could ever hold a candle. Get ready for a battle, cause you know that I was born for this. I was born for this. Never met a match I couldn't handle. No one else could ever hold a candle. Get ready for a battle, cause you know I was born. I tell you I was born for this. Ain't nothing gonna stop me now. I was born for this.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Irish Hills of Pocono, Pennsylvania, the Keystone State. The virtual iRacing simulation ready to go here tonight for the next round of the Northwest Racing Series. Season 9 of the trucks continue, and we are ready to go here this evening. Of course, it is Pocono Raceway, the next stop in the round of the regular season, and the season continues to roll on towards that championship quest of 2022. I am Wesley Outland. There has been a change in watch, and we've got a new man in the color analyst position from Louisiana. Gentleman that joins me usually on Monday night for the Sim 500 NC811 Call Before You Dig Cup Series. John Muschin Jr. is in the house. He'll be our color analyst, and I will let everyone know Greg Rentz is planning to make a return next week as well, one of the longtime voices in the past of the Northwest Racing Series. But John, welcome aboard, man. You love your trucks, and we're going to have fun at Pocono, and I think this is the track you like as well.
Yes, sir. I'll tell you what, man. The trucks at Pocono is like a dream for me. I love this track. I love driving the trucks here. And apparently, from what I've been told, my opinion is very rare. So I don't know. But yes, I am happy to be here. Thanks for having me on board.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun time tonight. Of course, it's the next round of the Northwest Racing Series trucks. Of course, the drivers' meeting is currently ongoing, or I believe it's already wrapped up, and we've got qualifying that's on track right now. And currently, Stephen O'Hare is the man that's put down the fast lap. But let's take a look at the race analysis as we get ready to go here for tonight's event. And we'll bring up your weather conditions as we do get ready for tonight. There it is, 75 degrees air temp. Wind speed, 5 miles an hour, just dropped down to 4. Track temperature, though, was like 104, kind of what we had for the Cup race on Monday night here at Pocono. Wild finish, by the way, 8 thousandths of a second. The winner, Sean Brightsman, going down Dan West Jr. Man, what a wild race that was. And, of course, the trucks are just so different, John, getting around Pocono as well. We call it the Tricky Triangle. It's like a road course. It's like a racetrack super speedway.
Well, here's the thing. You just mentioned something fantastically important there. It's like a road course. I have noticed a trend in past Pocono races. Guys that do good here have usually done very well on road courses. That's because this track has 3 distinctly different corners. Turn 1, long, sweeping, mildly banked corner. Turn 2, or the tunnel turn as we call it, very flat corner with a little bit of a bump in there from the tunnel, of course, that runs underneath it. And then finally, turn 3, because there's no turn 4 here at Pocono, folks. That's why they call it a triangle. Turn 3, a very long, flat, sweeping turn as you come onto that long front stretch. So, yeah, guys that do good in road racing usually do good here at Pocono.
And, you know, you look at also the 2.5-mile layout. You think of the corners. They are distinctly 3 different corners, different than any other part of the racetrack. And, of course, if you've ever did not know, turn number 1 mimics the old Trenton racetrack in New Jersey. Turn number 2, the tunnel turn, is a mimic of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway turn. And then, of course, turn number 3 is a mimic of the Milwaukee Mile. So that is also something that maybe some people didn't know, and it makes it very, very usual. You gotta try to figure out how to negotiate on corner entry and exit on all 3 of these different turns on the racetrack. And of course, John, what turn 4? There is no turn 4.
That's
You come
right.
off of turn 3 and you roar down the front straightaway. And by the way, we've seen some crazy moments in the annals of history, whether in reality or virtual, here at Pocono Raceway. I mean, my goodness, we had a wild finish on Monday night.
Well, I didn't see Monday night's finish, but I have seen some crazy ones here at Pocono. And the thing that's another unique thing about this track is it's a lot like kind of like Dover in that when you come off of the final turn in Dover, which is turn 4 there, the start finish line is so close that either the green flag is dropping almost immediately or the checkered flag comes out pretty quick. Pocono's the same way. It seems to me like when you come off turn 3 right there, heading down the front stretch, the start finish line is right there. It is really not exactly right there, but it's just you're going so fast here at Pocono, and on the initial starts and on the restarts, the green flag drops before half the field's even through turn 3. So it kind of with the field we have tonight, about what 22, 23 cars, shouldn't be too big of a problem. But when you have a full field, you still got guys coming into turn 3 and 4 as the rest of them are taking the green flag.
So again, as we look at the picks for tonight, power picks powered by LiveSimRacingTV.com. There is my pick. Obviously, I'm going with Chris White. John Mustian Jr. is going with Stephen O'Hare. And what do you know, right now, Stephen O'Hare is number 2 in qualifying. My man's number 5 of Chris White in qualifying. And I go with Chris White for my reasoning because he had a pretty solid run here the other night. He had a top 5 finish, of course, top 3 actually on the podium. And then, he's had a lot of success here at Pocono. Indianapolis, tracks that are very, very similar, big, long straightaways. He's done well. So that's the reason why I'm going with the 2021 defending Cup Series champion. Keep an eye on that green number 6 Ford for CWR Racing of Chris White. John, why'd you go with Stephen O'Hare in the 41, one of the Beaver State guys?
Well, first off, come on, Hare. I love the last name, dude. No, kidding. Stefan actually won this race last year at Pocono, so we know that he can get it done here at the Tricky Triangle. But he's also been looking very, very strong this year. Got a lot of good top 5 finishes, and he's just been looking real strong. So, I mean, why not pick a guy that we know has won here, can do it, again if he wants to.
And we really don't know who our producer's pick is. Normally he goes with somebody. No, I know who it is. It's Jeff Stabnow. That's who he's going with, as always.
Mm-hmm.
Ride or die, Jeff Stabnow at 24. Which, by the way, John, he had such a great run going on Monday night. He was looking for that 38th career Northwest Racing Series win, and just some things went bad at the end, made some mistakes on the pit lane, and after that, it took his chances away. Hopefully he can turn things around here in the truck tonight.
Hopefully he can avoid some of the chaos that I'm pretty sure we're going to see. Even though we don't have a huge field, you still have 23 trucks out there, and the tunnel turn. Jeff and I were talking pre-race. Some guys like to try and pass going down to the tunnel turn. To me, that's just not the place to do it. Those trucks can break loose any point in that area, and when you put 2 trucks side by side, taking the air off that back spoiler is just asking for trouble.
Well, again, the stage is set here, just about under 10 minutes remaining, and it might be quicker than that once everybody has officially committed to qualifying, or they have already said they're going to take time in the back and no qualifying. Right now, Dennis Moore is the man that is leading the point standings here for the series as we move into round 16 here tonight after 15 rounds, counting Road America last week. Dennis Moore currently with 2 wins, 2 poles, 9 top 5s, 11 top 10s. He has a 6-point lead currently over Cole Raz. Paul Newton back behind him, 59 points, 76 back is Caden Anderson. And, of course, Sean Brightsman, winner for the looking for that first win in the Truck Series is what I meant to say this year, is currently in the top 5 with 89 points back. You got 95 back, Ryan Bloom. 96 back is Tyler King. Kevin Smith with, of course, 2 wins this year, but still missing some race stakes because of vacation, is in the 8th spot. Dan West Jr. Cup winner here on Monday night, and the 2-time defending series champion is 127 points back at 9th. John Audenbacher right now currently in the top 10. On the outside looking in by mere points is Jeff Stabnow, Stephen O'Hare, Toby Ritters, Christopher White, and Troy Daggett, your top 15. And here's the thing, John, anything can happen. Some of these guys in the back could have a good night. Guys in the top of the points could have a bad night, and that'll change the scoring pendulum up a little bit.
Absolutely. It doesn't take much to change points, especially when your point spread between first and third. There's only 59 points there. I mean, and heck, Cole Raz there in second place is only 6 points behind Dennis right now. So even though we still have a few races before the cutoff of the playoffs, every point's going to count. So you got to be careful, especially here at the tricky triangle.
And by the way, John, Cole Raz is not even present tonight. He's not even here.
Yeah.
So that's going to be something that we're definitely going to keep on. Of course, he missed the Cup race on Monday here at Pocono. He missed tonight as well. A lot of drivers in the Northwest are getting ready for the summer showdown at Evergreen Speedway. That's always a big, big event. So, again, there's a lot of cool things that are happening, big races now. Of course, BJ Tidrick won the Montana 200, and there you see right now on the bottom right, there is Toby Ritters, poised and ready to go. Clifford in the number 23.
Clifford, the big red dog. Is that what you meant?
Clifford, yeah, Clifford. Yes, sir.
Okay.
And qualifying is done, my friend. Let's get them ready to go here tonight at the Pocono Raceway, the starting lineup for the Northwest Racing Series. What do you know? Walla Walla, Washington native 00, Kevin Smith, looking for his third win this year. He's on the pole to the outside. Your pick tonight for the power pick, Stephen O'Hare in the 41, row 1. Row 2, we'll find Dan West Jr., winner of the Cup race on Monday. And to the outside, Tyler King for Beaver State Racing. 21 will start fourth. Row number 3, Ryan Bloom, 2021 ARCA Northwest champion to the outside. My pick tonight, he'll start 6th in car 6. Chris White, defending series champion. Paul Newton to the 27, couple of road course wins to his outside. John Ottenbacher for Billings, Montana in the 89. Rounded out your top 10, Jeff Stabdow from Billings, Montana, looking for career win 38. And Dean Moore, the 33 to the outside. There's your top 10 at Pocono.
Inside row 6, Toby Ritters in the 23 car. Tis outside, Aaron Cooper. And that's Aaron's picture in the 71 car. Inside row 7, Caden Anderson in the 37 car. Tis outside, Brett Johnson in the 7. Inside row 8, Frank Harris in the 11 truck. And to his outside, Robert Gamble, the 54 truck. Inside row 9, BJ Duvall, 85 truck. To his outside, Sean Breitzman in the 46. And inside row 10, Brian Reynolds in 12. To his outside, BJ Tidrick in the 72.
Troy Daggett will get ready to go in row number 11, the 99 to the outside. Tyler Kim in truck number 30. Hey, we've got a new guy in the house. Chad Malik will be starting in the number 23 position in the number 44 truck. So there is the distance, 70 laps here tonight at the Pocono Raceway. The field rolling off of pit road. There you see that beautiful field of trucks. They'll get one pace lap behind the safety car and we'll peel onto pit lane, and we'll be ready to go racing here tonight. So here's the strategy, John. Obviously, if they can play their cards right, because this is a short race, okay, it's 70 laps, which is under 160 miles. If they play their cards right here, they could possibly get one pit stop. If they could go on one round of pit stops. Now, obviously, if we have a plethora of yellow flags, kind of like the Cup race on Monday, then that scenario strategy goes out the window, John. But if this could be a long green flag run, they pit one time, they could go the distance in this 70-lap contest.
In theory, yes, they could. The longest I saw a fuel run this week was about 36 laps, but the guy ran out of fuel as he was coming on pit road. So it's really gonna depend on fuel management and how you manage your throttle through all of these turns on the tricky triangle here. But yeah, it could be done. But let's be honest, I don't know these guys as good as you do, Wesley, but from talking to them pre-race, not a lot of them were very confident it's gonna go caution-free.
Yeah, they were saying that they thought this was going to be a pretty eventful race here. They're having trouble figuring out the handling and the setup on these machines. So with that being said, we'll set ourselves in for what will be. It's 70 laps on a 2.5-mile triangle here at Pocono Raceway. That is 175 miles, and we are ready to go. iRacing on LSRTV, simulcast on the Community Radio Network, and they're set to come to the box. Green flag goes in the air, and quickly Kevin Smith comes through the gearboxes. He'll pick up speed. down to the inside of the racetrack. Monday night winner Dan West Jr. will follow. O'Hare right there alongside, and that's how they'll send it off, Johnny, to turn 1.
Down through turn 1 with this great shot, the doggy out the window shot, as I like to call it. And right here is where these trucks will be real tricky right here. First few laps, 2 or 3 laps to get the tire pressure built up. It's real loose going down through turn 1, all the way down this back straightaway here, going down through the tunnel turn. And this is where things can get interesting. If your truck's a little loose at the start, you better be careful right here going through the tunnel turn.
That's on board with Dan West Jr. through turn 2 at the tunnel turn. He'll stay right nip-tuck behind the back end of the machine of Smith's truck, who is under attack on the bottom. And all the while, this is from the back end of the driver, I believe, of the number 00 of Smith, the leader. Correction, this is from the back of Dan West Jr. We saw one truck bonsai down to the bottom of the racetrack. Now you go back to the front. 1 lap in. Ladies and gentlemen, you have a virtual race, and Smith and West will send it back into turn number 1.
Down through turn 1, I like that little bump draft there that West gave Smith as they came down the front stretch, but it sent him into the turn. It's a little wide right there. You can see West poke his nose down low, thought about trying it, going down the stretch here. Going to go down through turn 1. He's going to get up there and try to bump draft him one more time. Slingshotting in these trucks is not exactly a thing anymore, not with this package they've got, but what you can do is if you can get close enough to the back end of this guys that come off the tunnel turn right here and draft up to them, going down through 3 and make the turn in a little bit lower than they can, you can try and do a pass right there as you go down the front stretch, but probably not going to see that for a few more laps anyway, because these guys are still trying to get the hang of this track. As we watch a 25 truck right here of Bloom, and he's got the 6 right on his tail, and they're looking at making a dive bomb move around the 41 as we go down the front stretch.
Yeah, Ryan Bloom all down on the inside of O'Hare's truck up on the top side. He's got Chris White hugged down there below him on the inside. They'll send it off back into that corner into turn number 1. Right now it is Smith, West. The battle for 3rd, 4th, and 5th rolls on as Ryan Bloom has cleared them down with that Boise State Broncos number 25, the 2021 ARCA Northwest Series Sim champion. Right now in P3, they go to the tunnel turn in turn 2.
I'm pretty sure O'Hare's got some significant right side damage on the back of that truck that's making him pretty loose. I'm sure he got into the way it looks on the back of that truck, he got into the wall somewhere. Meantime, Bloom really making some moves. He's up 3rd now, set the sights on the 55 truck of West. Smith still leading this thing, though. Smith's got about 0.2 of a second lead over the rest of this field.
Rest of the field coming across start and finish, and there you see Bloom right now sitting patiently in the number 3 position. Chris White ready to come after him. He closes in. He stays on the outside lane. Hugs the bottom of the racetrack now as they work down 2 different lanes. On the bottom is Bloom. Middle lane for a second there was Chris White. And now Stephen O'Hare trying to reel them back in. He's got some teammates to help him with Tyler King. They roar down the front stretch, back stretch now. Of course, if you want to call it the back stretch, there goes Jeff Staff now. Jumping a little bit out of the line as they'll send it to the tunnel turn.
Down through the tunnel turn we go, down the Long Pond straightaway heading to turn 3. And it looks like O'Hare's got that truck gathered back up now. Let's see if that damage, see what I'm talking about right there. On that right rear corner, he's got a little bit of damage there. And the right front's got some damage too. So he had some significant contact with the wall right there. And we'll see how it affects his truck during the long run. In the meantime, King back there to 21. Looks like he made up a little bit of time through turn 3 right there, coming down the front stretch.
There's Stephen O'Hare now, that driver in the number 5 position. King right there behind him, along with Stab now. Look at this, Paul Newton jumping out of line, pulls to the inside of the racetrack. He'll now make a run now after Anderson's truck. Anderson trying to close it under Annenbacher. Everybody right now, for the moment, the conga line at full song. Single file up on the top shelf of the outside safer wall barrier. They hit the long pond straightaway into turn 2.
Down through turn 2 one more time. Here we go. Look at these guys sliding up through the turn to the outside of the wall right there. Let that truck drift up as far as you can. Down the long pond straightaway, heading towards that flat turn 3. That 55 is just not letting go. West is not letting go of the bumper. Smith as we turn down through 3 right here, and he makes up a little more ground on him. Looks like he's going to try and run at him on front stretch right here.
Yeah, back down the front straightaway. They work across the start-finish line here as they go back towards that Trenton Speedway turn number 1. Back into the turn into 1. Here comes West. He's looking for the lead on the inside. He'll clear him there as he goes into turn number 1 clearly. Now hits the long pond straightaway, but now 2 truck links back now as here comes now West and Smith, the leaders. 2 trucks linked back to Bloom. That goes on to the tunnel turn with White and O'Hare the top 5 5 and 2.
Smith playing a pretty smart card right there. He's going to let West go right now. Let's not fight him. Let's just, let him go, do his thing. If this thing goes green, he'll probably reel him back in later on. What I'm looking at in this 24 car, man, I tell you what, Stab now, that back end was really swinging out on him right there. That's a good way to burn that right rear tire off. Going to make life more difficult for him as this run goes on. So he's going to want to start maybe backing those corners up a little bit, just easing through the throttle on those things. Because if he keeps sliding that right rear tire, his life's going to be exciting in about 10 laps.
Yeah, it looked like Jeff's Stab now there for a second was dirt tracking it around Pocono for sure. And that's something definitely he doesn't need to have happen. He's got to figure out the handling, get up under somebody, and try to knock off some laps. As right now you see him closed in behind the back of Tyler King. In front of him, Audenbacher, his teammate, and of course the man out of Billings, Montana. As you're on board now with the truck in that LSRTV CRN 4K Ford, number 24. He's right now in the number 7 spot. They work off the Long Pond straightaway to turn 2.
Coming off the strong Long Pond straightaway down through the tunnel turn right there. I love that. To me, that's where I make up most of my time on track. If you get through there perfectly, you'll make up literally about a half a second on the guys in front of you and behind you. And then down through here now, you'll notice that a lot of guys, Wesley, take a really different turn through here, through 3. Some guys about a half a lane up, and I've seen a couple of guys make it. Oh, Stab now into the wall.
Stab now, bouncing off the wall. Shades of what happened to him the other night in the Cup race on Monday where he had contact with Lake Peterson. And here comes now his teammate, John Audenbacher. To the victor goes the spoils. Here comes now also Anderson to the inside. Newton on the bottom as well. And just like that, he goes from 7th to 10th and loses 3 or 4 spots as they hit the Long Pond straightaway off turn 1.
Now what Stab now needs to do is just get himself calmed back down, collect himself back up, and know that his truck's have a little bit of damage on it, but he's not done yet. This truck's still going to be fast. He's just got to keep his head on his shoulders now and just, kind of reel these guys back in over time.
Look at now Caden Anderson powering down to the inside. He's got Audenbacher up on the top shelf as well as Stab now. This working now back into the turn. Here comes Anderson. He'll hug the bottom of the racetrack off of turn number 3. There might be some contact. They down get away from one another. Anderson speeds down to the inside of the racetrack. Audenbacher now with the wingman with some help with Stab now and Newton. 2 for 1 on the outside of Anderson as they get piled on into turn number 1.
He's going to dive him down in that turn, trying to outbrake him right here, make the pass. That's what Anderson's going to look at. And he squeezes up right in front of him. And I'll tell you what, that was slick. But Audenbacher tried the crossover move there as we go back down Long Pond.
Man, he tried a daring move just a moment ago and he made it pay off as they work off the Long Pond straightaway to turn number 2. Now they hit the short chute off the tunnel turn to turn 2 to the other 3rd turn. And there's Caden Anderson, the Yakima, Washington native in the Harvest Chevrolet entry. And all the while, here comes a battle heating up for the lead. No correction for second. Up the racetrack goes Kevin Smith. Here comes now Chris White. Down to the inside. Number 6, the green number 6, looking for that spot. Can't get him yet. That battle goes on, and that'll have, while all that happens, John, Dan West Jr. says, I'll pull away from this as they go to turn 1.
That's what West wants to see in his mirror. He wants to see these guys duking it out as they go through these turns. That was a great move right there by White in the 6 truck. That's kind of what I was talking about earlier in the show. Get as close as you can to these guys going down through 3. Maybe try and cut that truck just a little bit harder to the left. Yeah, it uses up a little bit of that right front tire, but if you do it just right and you maintain the momentum coming off of turn 3, you can draft them all the way down the front stretch and then outbrake them going into 1. He did it textbook style right there, takes 2nd place. Now sets the sights on West and that 55 truck up ahead of him.
Yep, certainly does. As right now it is that driver Kevin Smith from Walla Walla, Washington, off of turn 3, wheeling that truck off of the outside safer wall barrier. Now hugging the middle of the racetrack is Chris White there to put that truck in the number 2 position. He now closes in on under 3/4 of a second. He does see the 55 in his sights, but he's not there just yet as they go into turn number 1, and we're 10 in.
We're 10 in on lap 11 right now. Look for these guys start maybe considering what kind of changes they want to make to this truck. They've been out there for 10 laps now, and they've been driving as hard as they can for 10 laps now, so they know what these trucks are going to need for their changes on that next pit stop. Meantime, I'll tell you what, White is definitely pulling in West right now. He's shrunk that lead down from over a second to just under a second, about 2/10 made up in 1 lap there. We're keeping our eyes right now on Audenbacher in that 89 truck. He's out there making some gains, got Newton back there in the 27, and Stab now has fallen down to 10th now from his starting spot of 9th. So he was up actually a few spots. so he's not doing too bad.
Yeah, he got a pretty good spot right now. And now Audenbacher, who usually has just bad luck in this series, really having a good run here right now. Driver of the 89 machine, of course, he's got Newton right behind him. Paul Newton. Audenbacher currently 10th in the point standings. Looking for, if you will, going back to victory lane. He has only one win this year, and of course that was at the beginning of the year at Daytona. Always seems to show his strengths on the super speedway. And as I said when we came on the air, John, this is like a super speedway or a road course. It's so unique. The Pocono Raceway has its own personality.
It really does. I mean, it's got, like we said at the top of the show, 3 very unique corners. Look at this move through the tunnel turn right there. That's what I was talking about. Stab now saw that guy coming on the inside and just kind of gave him the inside lane, but it was very hard to make a pass right there. And it did work out for the 72 of Tidrick right there, but he's going to keep his eyes on Stab now. What Jeff needs to understand is maybe it's time to let this guy go by and not fight him too hard. As we have something going on in front with the 89 truck. Something happened here.
Audenbacher might have bounced off the wall, and in doing so, man, he fell all the way back into the clutches of the Snake's Pit, if you will, in the top 10, outside in 11th now. King now down to the inside. Look at Aaron Cooper now throwing his momentum in the ring as Tyler King and Aaron Cooper clear them. There goes Clifford, and that Budweiser number 23 also in that mix. Flying down the Long Pond straightaway, making moves. And all the while, they still hold it together. Look at this. Very impressed, John, that no problems have happened yet. You're on board with the cockpit window of the lead of the John Audenbacher entry, 13th right now, as he just went steamrolling to the back of Lappergo, John.
Yeah, not really sure what happened there. Like somebody up ahead of these guys got into the wall and maybe checked up and bunched them all back up right there. And a couple of guys were able to take advantage of that, like Stab now. He went from 10th up to 7th. Tidrick got up in there. O'Hare got one. So, I mean, that's what happens here at Pocono. It doesn't necessarily have to be an accident or a caution, but if somebody gets up in the wall and stops themselves or breaks their momentum, it gives a chance for a lot of guys to catch up and make some moves out there. And now we see Stab now kind of working on the back door of Tidrick in that 72.
All that going on. It's still Dan West Jr. leading the Cavalry now, and just under 200ths of a second is right now. There you see Jeff Stab now coming after BJ Tidrick. By the way, two-time and defending. Oh, look at Tyler King sideways. 21 falling back. He spins, slams the inside, safer wall barrier, and the yellow flag will come out for the first time off the Long Pond straightaway on lap number 13, John Muschin Jr.
That's what I was talking about right there. Tunnel turn, man. It's a treacherous place. You really have to hit your marks, go through that turn. If you're just a little up out of the groove, as you'll see right here with King, your truck just gets out of shape so easily. There might have been some help here.
Might have been some help as well. There's Frank Harris down on the inside.
Yep.
Looks like they just made a little contact, though. Aaron Cooper just missed it. Harris just got missed again. And then around goes the 21 truck into the inside safer wall barrier, retaining wall. And the yellow flag coming out for the first time. That could have been a lot worse than it turned out to be. On board now with Frank Harris. This should be fun.
As they come off of turn 1 right here, he's going to draft right up to the back of this truck. And he's going to think he's going to try to make this pass down the inside. But like I said at the top of the show, that's a bad place to try to pass, because that guy down the inside usually gets loose and he'll wash up. And that's pretty much what happens. We'll see right here.
Yep, right about here. Let's listen.
Yeah, right there. And like I said, and unfortunately, the guy on the outside is usually the one that pays the price for it, because once the contact is made, that actually helps straighten up the guy on the inside.
He got lucky. 11 got lucky for sure. Definitely. Because
that's
it
on
looked
lap
like
15.
that 21. It looked like that 21, John, was going to come right back up into the racetrack for Tyler King, and it was going to hit him. And all right, so look, we're 14 in, working lap 15. Everybody's coming down to the pit road. And honestly, John, this could possibly be the money stop of the race. They might be able to go to the distance.
No, not from here. Not with 70 laps in. It's still, 55 laps from here. They'd have to make one more pit stop. However, tires. We're going to take a look at these guys' tires and see how they look. They're going to make some changes based on what they got here. The guys that have been having issues for the first 15 laps are going to make some changes to their truck. That's what I love about open setup racing. Wesley, I didn't realize these guys were open setup till tonight. But yeah, you can get in here, you can make your own setup, you can play with it however you want, and then throughout the race, as conditions on track change, or as your truck gets damaged or whatever, you can make changes to help address those issues that pop up as well. So, oh wow, look at that rush, that stampede of trucks off of pit road.
Yep,
I love this shot.
Yes, sir. The cavalry off pit road, and Dan West Jr. entered first, and he will exit first. Anybody stay out? No. So Dan West Jr. will come back out on the racetrack as the leader. There's your top 5. Dan West Jr., Kevin Smith, Chris White, Caden Anderson, Ryan Bloom. After a round of pit stops, 15 in. We're also at the top of the hour. Coming up on it, we'll pause for 10 seconds of radio network identification. This is iRacing on LSRTV and on the Community Radio Network from Pocono.
Community Radio Network, WCRN 87.9 FM, Clayton, Garner, Raleigh, North Carolina, USA. We are CRN. Your CRN, my CRN, our CRN. We are CRN. The Community Radio Network now and the new WCRN 87.9 FM. And still always anywhere worldwide at wearecrn.com. We are CRN.
This is our series,
So many different pieces that you have to watch out for.
where the stakes are always higher,
$300,000.
where virtual meets reality,
How bad do you want it?
They're wasting no time getting at it.
where the best thrive and the flawless win. This is the eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series.
Hey, it's broadcast personality Wesley Outlet up topside at one of the great racetracks of the world, the Caraway Speedway. And I'd like to remind you to join us every Wednesday afternoon at 1 p.m. Eastern to 3 p.m. Eastern with coverage of Finish Line, where we talk to everybody from NASCAR to grassroots, like right here at Caraway Speedway. Carolina's Fox Sports Radio affiliates, iHeartRadio, and on the Community Radio Network at 87.5 FM. And remember, thanks to Live Sim Racing Productions, you can actually see the guest panel, ask their questions, get interactive with us with comments and so much more in our chat box. Finish Line every Wednesday. Join us every week. Welcome back. There you see the top 5. It has not changed. 16 of 70 laps. John Mustin Jr. is in the house. Greg Rentz will be coming back next week. Of course, he's getting ready for the Evergreen Speedway Summer Showdown, and because of that, he had to travel out on Thursday. So it's always good catching up with Greg. We haven't worked with him in a while. I think it was last November, last race of the year, whenever we had the championship finale. So looking forward to having Greg Rentz back with us again. John's going to be here. Brockton Packard's going to be here along the way, and of course, always enjoy the Northwest Racing Series. So let's recap. Caution coming out. 21, Tyler King spinning single truck accident on the Long Pond straightaway. Everybody came down to pit road, and here comes the field back at the Geico restart zone. Green flag goes back in the air, and Dan West Jr. gone, pulling away. John, he's trying to sweep the Pocono race this week. He's in turn number 1.
Well, he's off to a great start, but we've got a long way to go and a short time to get there, to quote that old Jerry Reed song. Well, who's this way up on the outside right there? Is that the Kane kid? Anderson in the 37 car. Wow, what a move. Got some great momentum with that move. He went way outside, further than I thought he should, but it worked out for him, because look at this run he gets going down the Long Pond right here, going down through the tunnel turn.
Yeah, sure did. Working off the tunnel turn off the Long Pond straightaway, down and clearing him. Caden Anderson to go to the number 2 spot. Ritter's truck looks a little bit off the handle there. Up on the outside, Aaron Cooper is on his outside lane. Newton right behind him. Toby Ritter's driving it hard in there.
Wow.
Into turn 3. What turn 4? He'll send it off the straightaway. And they make contact. Bounced up in front of Paul Newton. Audenbacher had to check up and get on the binders. And while that went on, Aaron Cooper said, I'm gone. Put him in 7th as they go to turn 1.
And we got a 4-car fight back here for 3rd place on back to about 5th and 6th. And 71 trucks got a great view that Cooper does, but man, they got quite a gaggle of trucks in front of him. But what we saw there with the looseness from Tidrick and all those guys, first lap on new tires, man, these trucks are just way out of control. It does not take much to lose control of the truck. So these guys, I don't know, I'm taking it easy. I'm not doing all this passing these guys are doing, but hey, whatever floats your boat, right, Wesley?
That's exactly right. As all the while, all of this great racing goes on, now they settle back down single file again. Look at this now, Robert Campbell, truck 54, down to the inside on Frank Harris. Frank Harris, remember how close he come to get caught up in that accident with Tyler King. He is right there racing him hard. Campbell on the inside. Johnson behind them as well. This is in the top 15 now for 12th, 13th, 14th, and Kim also in that mix. They go back into turn number 1, and we're coming up on 20 laps in, 50 to go at Pocono next time by.
Stabnow's in the back there making moves. He just passed up Troy Daggett, it looks like. He had an extensively long pit stop. He had 2 of them, actually. He went in a couple of times, got some damage fixed. It looks like made some changes on the truck, and now he's making moves to come back up to the field. He was winning top 7 there for a while, but like I said, got some time in the pits there, and now he's making his moves. And now we're single file again here, Wesley. We'll see how long that lasts. What do you think, about 2 laps?
Yeah, we'll see. Look at this now. Look at this understanding fast lap of the race so far for Dan West Jr. He just turned a 54.36 on the racetrack for the 55.
Man.
Yeah.
Wow. That's hauling the mail, as we say down here in Louisiana. Oh, yeah, went off track.
Oh, it's Duvall. Will Duvall's truck crashing into the wall. No caution yet.
Yeah, he's way down there by pit road entrance, so he'll be okay. Caution won't come out, but he's driving angry now. Yeah,
take a fast repair, get back out there again. He's probably going to get a pit road penalty for speeding also. Oh, yeah. Goodness.
Oh, he's angry.
Come on. Oh.
Yep, that's it. He's out. Eject.
Will, there are rules to follow. This is not dirt track racing.
In the meantime, Matt, tell you what, man, we've been back to green 2.5 laps, right? 3.5 laps, excuse me. And West is checked out. He's got a second half of Anderson right now.
I mean, he's flying around there. Yeah. Back down the straightaway, across the start-finish line. There you see Ryan Bloom down in that 25, down to the inside, poking the nose out. Inside, here comes Tindrick. Tindrick was on finish line. My Fox Sports radio show celebrating 5 years during the summer. They gave me a nice little gift the other day in the mail. But, yeah.
Was it a watch?
Won the no, they actually gave me a brand new, they gave me a Fox Sports radio jacket.
Nice.
Nice jacket. Nice jacket.
Where's mine?
Do you work for Fox Sports?
No, but I mean, I like a good jacket.
Tindrick anyhow was on the program, and of course, he actually said he would see what he could do here tonight at Pocono, but he has got a permanent marker circled, John, for next week in New Hampshire. That's where he said he really would like to get back to victory lane.
Oh, look at this bump drafting between the 25 of, who is that?
Ryan Bloom. Yeah, Ryan
and
Bloom.
And the 72 you were just talking about there. They were doing a little bump drafting there, but New Hampshire is not. Like, if I love Pocono, it's the exact opposite of the spectrum for New Hampshire. Not my favorite place. Unless it's to go eat seafood, then I don't mind.
Right, exactly.
So he likes New Hampshire, huh?
He does. He likes New Hampshire, and of course, he's only got one career win, and that was actually at the Darlington Raceway in July or June, July of 2020.
See, I love
and that was and that was a crazy night when he won that race, by the way.
Oh, I bet it was. Meantime, up front, West has up to, 1.9 now over Anderson. But again, we saw this, that last 20-lap run there, or 15-lap run, that Anderson's truck comes in after about 10 laps. So we'll see what he can do here. I mean, he's worked his way up to second place. He was kind of, mid-pack for a while there. So I predict that once we get about 10 laps into this run right here, he'll probably start to pull West in.
Working now lap number 24. This time by completed. Lap 23 laps in. Dan West Jr., Caden Anderson, Chris White. There you see Caden Anderson and Chris White for that spot for second and third on the speedway. Caden Anderson, some bad luck in his race car here at Pocono on Monday night, but right now pretty solid drive for the driver of the Harvest Chevrolet, number 37, currently sitting 4th in the point standings. 1 win this year. You think about this, John. 1 win this year after last year. Caden Anderson, though he missed the playoffs, along with his super friend Cole Rass, he had like 5 truck wins whenever he competed last year. Oh, yeah.
That's power right there, man. That's definitely knowing how to get around these racetracks. Now, remember, I said after 10 laps, but here we are. You know what? We went back to green on what, lap 20?
Yeah, I want to say it was lap 20 or 21, something of that caliber. Yes, sir.
Well, he's already starting to pull West back in. He's already cut a half a second off that lead that West had in just a lap and a half since we talked about it last. So looks like his truck's coming in. He might have made some good changes to that truck too, that pit stop.
That's now Anderson to the number 2 spot. Chris White right behind him. He got the podium in the Cup race on Monday night here for the Northwest, and currently sitting in the number 3 position right now. There's Newton's truck, Paul Newton, Sonoma and Road America winner for the trucks on course. Just one of those drivers, John, that excels on road courses but just struggles on racetracks. But again, here's the mulligan. Pocono, not like a racetrack. It could be a lot like a super speedway or a road course.
Yeah.
So this is kind of his favor right now.
It's a great track. I don't know what it is about Pocono that I mean, I love it, and yet I hate New Hampshire. And New Hampshire isn't that far different from Pocono. Long straightaways with flat corners, you know. And I don't know what it is about New Hampshire. I just cannot drive on it.
Pretty wild race for the Cup cars on Sunday at New Hampshire. This weekend, they're actually at Pocono Raceway.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty cool that we're kind of back on sequence with the real schedule. Working now 26 laps completed. Closing in on halfway and under 10 laps to go. And there you see now Bloom. Man, Aaron Cooper has just really impressed me as well. Sitting in that number 7 spot. Newton, Harris also in the top 10 along with Audenbacher. Here they come, the cavalry. A beautiful kaleidoscope of color trucks just roaring down the Long Pond straightaway.
Yeah, and they're all single file, so you see some packs kind of forming up now. You got 3 cars here, another 5-car pack there. And, man, whoa, a little bit of touch the wall where with Cooper in that second one, you were just talking about him. Just a little kiss to the wall right there.
Yeah. Aaron
Hey, up
Cooper.
front, look at this. Anderson is down to almost a half a second on West. He's pulling him in.
We watch this battle now with Cooper and Newton continuing, but you also to look on the scoring telemetry, and he has cut it to half a second as Anderson is closing in on West. And there you see now on a broadcast feed into turn 1 and 2.
And he's bringing White with him.
Yeah, he's bringing Chris White right there behind him. I mean, there's still it's probably about the same equal distance between first to second to third from West to Anderson to White. So, and then you got a big separation, about 10 truck lengths back to Kevin Smith and Tidrick, the top 5. That's how they go off the Long Pond straightaway to 2.
Hey, Wesley, you want to learn a new word? You ready?
Yeah.
Try this. It's equidistant.
Equidistance?
Equidistant, meaning the distance between 3 points is the same from point A to point B to point C.
He is equidistant.
That's right. There you go. Now you've got a new word in your vocabulary.
We don't want to confuse our audience. This is racing, not school.
I learned that when I was surveying. Oh, look at this move right here, going down to the tunnel turn. Turn 1 right here.
This is for fourth position.
That's a tough place to make a turn, too, because there's a bump right there in turn 1. Just as right before they hit the apex, there's a bump about a lane and a half up. It really upsets the vehicle as you go through that turn.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget the No Excuses Sim Series is coming back in 2023 to iRacing on LSRTV. Of course, some of those series include the Kaufman Creative Super Late Model Series. Brian Morehouse has signed a deal inking the North Carolina 811 Big Block Modified Dirts. How about that, John? And the Majors Garage Dirt Super Late Model Series. The No Excuses Sim Series will be the No Excuses Sim Series will be the sanctioning body, and of course, Sign up today. No Excuses Sim Series coming up in 2023. And yes, you're right, John. We got a 3-truck battle going on to the Long Pond straightaway.
Anderson finally caught him going down the front stretch, made the pass, and they were snaking each other. They're trying to break the draft of each other behind them. And it looks to me like West's truck is falling off a lot more than these two guys here. Anderson's got by him now. White's looking to make the move as we come down the stretch, down into turn 3 coming up here. Gonna try and make the move right here.
Pick your spot there. Oh, White.
He went in pretty hard, but he pulled it off. Yeah, he got it.
Wow.
That right there, that move is going to take about 3 laps off those tires there, I promise. Oh, look at the damage on the right side of the 55.
I was just going to say that, man. I thought for a second that White was going to hit the wall, and I thought West was going to spin it out off for turn 3. But they saved it.
Wow, that was some great driving. Yeah, I think Anderson's truck's starting to go away on him a little bit quicker than he wanted it to. I'm not Anderson, excuse me, West, the 55 truck. And look, there he goes, way down the inside, trying to break that draft of those 2 trucks, just trying to keep them behind him.
This is again for 2nd and 3rd, Chris White, green truck. Of course, the 55 blue and white machine, Chevrolet Silverado, Dan West Jr. Of course, he picked up the win on Monday night, 8/1000ths of a second over Sean Brightsman off the final turn. And we're going to go triple screen now. Look at this. This is the battle for the lead. There's 2nd spot correction on the big screen. On your top right is John Audenbacher and Ryan Bloom having a battle. And then you've got Jeff Stabnow trying to be right in this battle with Dean Moore and all these other trucks of Tyler King and others going into turn number 1.
That's a big gaggle of cars right there. Excuse me, trucks going down through turn 1 right there. And that's something I noticed during the official races this week was guys that were, they'd start off taking turn 1 really low down against the yellow line. But as the laps wore on, they moved the truck up to about midway, just over the bumps as you go into turn 1 and gain speed that way.
Look at this nice battle here. This is Stephen O'Hare, your pick, John. Tyler King, the one that brought out the caution first time in the race. Dean Moore, Jeff Stabnow. All this going on the racetrack now. Off of turn number 3, coming back to front straightaway.
Man, Stabnow is working that back bumper of Moore right now. Jeff hasn't made up a whole lot of room since that last caution we saw where he had to go in and get some damage fixed. Just having a hard, it's really hard to, oh my goodness, contact right there.
Oh my.
That could have been disastrous.
Yeah. Stabnow just trying somehow to keep on going here, and that other trucks also. So whatever contact was made, they still continue to hold it together. Chris White now, there's the number 6 truck trying to run down Caden Anderson, mind you, for the lead. You're on board now. There's the 6th. There you see Tidrick and Dan West Jr. Cooper up on the top right. Bottom right, Dean Moore. Jeff Stabnow. We're going triple screen for you. Make your pick, John. Action everywhere here at Pocono.
Well, I kind of want to keep my eyes on where all the passing's going on right now. Even if it's back there in 17th, that's where all the excitement's at. We saw some excitement there. The 24 didn't. I don't think he did it intentionally. I just think maybe the 33 checked up a little bit quicker than he thought he was going to, and sent him for a bit of a ride right there. But Jeff backed off and let Moore gather it back up there, and here they go back at it again.
Yeah, right back at it again. No time to waste either. They're closing in on halfway here in a couple of laps, mind you. As all the while, the leader is still Caden Anderson. And there is Dan West Jr. at 55. As we go back full screen again, he sits in the number 4 spot on the racetrack. Driver out of Shelton, Washington. Of course, Dan West Jr. sitting 9th in the standings, looking for that first win of the Truck Series. 3 top 5s and 8 top 10s for that driver of the number 55. And all the while, trying to get down after Tidrick. This all going on. Single file. Pretty quiet now around Pocono off turn number 1 of the Long Pond straightaway.
As usually happens when you have a long green flag run, things kind of sort out a little bit, and these guys settle in for a nice long run, getting used to how this truck's going to feel. waiting for the tires to maybe come in, maybe just wear off enough to where, you know, they can get a better drive down through the turns and whatnot. But what I am noticing, though, is Brightsman. You said Brightsman had a great run Monday night, right? Finished second?
Yes, Sean Brightsman settled for second. He had a great run going for him, John, and then all of a
having
sudden,
a rough night tonight. That's my point.
Yeah, it's not been a good night for the 46. But, yeah, man, he pretty much was just a top dog all night long in the latter stages of the race on Monday night at Pocono. And last turn, side by side, him and Dan West Jr. bouncing trucks and cars, bouncing cars off the wall, if you will. Slapped the wall. Dan West Jr. came back right about there at the straightaway, and he beat him by the photo finish by 8/1000ths of a second.
Yeah, it looks like
probably, John, one of the closest finishes in Northwest Racing Series history.
wow. Yeah, that's like a paper. That's like a piece of paper distance right there. But yeah, what I was going to say is it looks like Sean has got some extensive right side damage on that truck. So he's definitely had contact with the wall, and enough to where it's affected the handling and the speed of the vehicle. If you get enough metal poking out there, Wesley, it really slows these trucks down a lot, believe it or not.
Yeah, you're exactly right. That's all the while, all of this going on here. By the way, Will Duvall has commented on what happened, and he says, my setup just wasn't there. I knew I was out of danger from hurting anyone else or bringing out a caution, so I thought I'd try to send it on dirt. I mean the infield, didn't just park it. I thought I'd have something. We'll see you next week. And, of course, Will Duvall hasn't raced with us in a while. He comes and pops in when he can. He's one of those guys that are competing for that World of Outlaw iRacing Dirt National Championship. And all the while, look at this, Kevin Smith. Dirt tracks it, as I mentioned, a dirt track superstar in Duvall. And all the while, West behind him, Cooper and Bloom, they settle it into turn number 3, John.
Wow, what a race right here. You got the 55 truck who's kind of falling back a little bit. Dan West led the substantial amount of this race, but his setup's just not there right now. Not the long run setup he needs. Smith's gotten by. Tidrick's gotten by. Now he's going to have to look in his mirror and fight off Cooper in the 71 truck here pretty soon. So if I'm West right now, I'm thinking to myself, what do I need to do to get this truck to last a little bit longer in this next pit stop? Speaking of pit stops, Wesley, we are past halfway. We're in that zone now where they can pit now and be good to the rest of the way. So that that's going to throw in some strategy here. How many of these guys want to pit early, get 4 fresh ones, make some changes to the truck, and see if it's going to go green the rest of the way?
Yeah, on Monday night, John, they made one pit stop, or the opportunity was there to make only one pit stop in the race, and you could be able to go the distance. And obviously, the thing is on those tires, and I think that's the same scenario here. We saw maybe 1 or 2 drivers try to make that one pit stop and go the distance. Is Dan West Jr., Monday night winner, bouncing off the wall. Damages more on the passenger side of the double nickel, but he still keeps going. All the while, Cooper, Bloom run him down as we just after halfway, working lap 40 there in turn 1.
Down to turn 1, making that move down on the inside there is a 71 truck of Aaron Cooper trying to take that position away from West. West is trying to hang on to this truck right now. That slide through turn 3 right there, Wesley, heats those tires up so bad. And the truck really just does not handle for another lap or 2 until you get those tires cooled back down. So now what he's just got to do is be patient. If these guys get by him, let them by. That's all he can do, really.
Yeah, I was going to say, just go ahead and clear a path, if you will, and accept it for what it is. Here we go again. That's Cooper inside of West. He's got now Bloom with him.
Oh, the 25 truck missed turn right there.
Oh, 3 wide, and he got sideways. Boy, oh boy, could you imagine him getting checked up there?
Man, that would have been ugly. That would have been real ugly. That's the thing about Pocono. You can tell when a guy gets into a turn whether or not he hit his mark or not, and how they get through that turn. And immediately the 25 was just pushing the outside, so I knew he missed his mark right there. Look at this, 3 wide for 1 and 2.
And somehow, some way, they save it. Here we go again, down the strategy. Making those moves. Look at this, in the turn. Wow, look at Newton. You got to wonder, John, you're talking about the making this stint. Oh, he slams
he's in
the
the wall.
wall. West of the wall again for the third time. All up under Aaron Cooper. And Ryan Bloom says, excuse me, coming through. Powers to the inside and clears them. So does Cooper. So does Onenbacher. So does Gamble. Ritters, will he go for the trifecta? Wow. Contact with Ritters.
Cooper got up into the wall, and the 55 followed him right up there. And look at the extensive damage now on that 55 truck. And I'm willing to bet Cooper's got the exact same damage on his truck. Those guys are hurting for certain. They're going to want to get in the pits and get this fixed, try to make some adjustments with these trucks, make them last a little bit longer. And I touched on this earlier. Once you heat those tires up to the point where you're sliding like that, it just doesn't get any better. It doesn't.
Yeah, Fernando, man, what a save there. I mean, John, we literally were thinking West was just going to slam the outside safer wall barrier and just collect all those trucks in that pack. And that just shows you how observant those guys were. And the damage on West's truck is still serious. As Sean Brightsman's got damage, he just took a not a fat repair. He just took a fast repair. He just took a fast repair, and he also overshot his pit stall, John.
Well, yeah, let's copyright that real quick. He's got his fast repair done. He's got 4 fresh new. Look, everybody's coming in now. All these guys have been banging off the walls and slipping and sliding all over the place. They're like, I'm done with this. Let's get in and make some changes, get these trucks fixed, get the changes made that we need, and hopefully finish this race out with a better spot than what we've got going on now. And I don't blame them. I mean, there's just a point where you've got to throw in the towel and say, okay, we don't have a setup right now. We need to get inside and make some changes here.
Oh, and mind you, John, these are green flag pit stops also.
Yep. But that's the great thing about Pocono. It takes 55 seconds to get around this track. So they can at least get in and get this done and stay as close to the leader as they can when they come off pit road.
And all the while, there you see Onenbacher, 89, green flag pit stops underway. Onenbacher now to the number 6 position, up a couple of spots. Caden Anderson still the leader, and he has not pitted yet in the truck number 37. 42 laps on the board here at Pocono.
Stabnow's in, Harris is in, and Brett Johnson is in now too.
And as you said, John, you're thinking money stop here. This is the money stop.
Yeah, if we're going to go green, which it looks like we will. I mean, these guys have been really great with car control, even bouncing off the wall. So this could very well go green the rest of the way. So this is definitely the money stop. You're going to want to get in, make no mistakes like we saw Brightsman do. We were watching Stab now. He gets in perfectly. He's got his fast repair right there. He's probably going to make some tire adjustments, maybe some air pressure adjustments to help that truck perform better and get back out there. And like you said, green flag pit stop. So, yes, they're going to come out really close to being a lap down, if not a lap down. But the speed difference between them and Anderson is going to dictate. They're going to get that lap back pretty quick unless he pits, or even when he pits, I should say.
Green flag pit stops continuing. Oh, Tendrick. Oh, got to slow down. Don't want to get busted with a pit road penalty. Oh, the Old Spice. I hear the whistles blowing. Coming into his pit stall. Will he make it in? He locks the tires up, gets in perfectly.
Yep.
And here we go. Yeah. Green flag pit stops continuing all the while. Tendrick is in. Troy Daggett is in. 44 laps completed this time by. And here's the thing, John. Amongst all of these green flag pit stops, it shuffles up the scoring pylon and it puts trucks all over the diamond of the triangle now.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Oh, that one's in the wall. Who was that? That's the 51 truck.
That's Robert Gamble.
54, excuse me.
Robert Gamble, the Aero Kinetics entry 54 Chevrolet, and he saved it. Ritter's right alongside. He was able to make some evasive moves. And obviously, John, you know Gamble's coming onto the pit lane. Money stop for 54.
That got his attention. So Kevin Smith, and Bloom are now on pit road. Troy Daggett's on pit road. So now we've got just the top 8 left to pit. Top 9, excuse me, left to pit. I think maybe Tyler Kim hasn't pitted yet either. Okay.
9 trucks have yet to pit yet, is what we were just being told. And that is from Caden Anderson, Chris White, Onenbacher, Ritters, O'Hare, Cooper, King, Moore, and Chad Malik yet to pit.
I think Brightsman's already got his lap back.
Here's the thing, John. Remember how Sean Brightsman was hanging all the way in the back? And now, like,
yeah,
Look where he's at, man. Strategies like put him right back in the catbird seat again.
Wow,
Ritter's coming in. Ritter's coming in. The Thunder Road Bud King of Beers, number 23, Clifford. His truck is in. Chris White is in. John Annenbacher is in. Aaron Cooper is in. All these pit stops going on in sequence of lap 45 of 70. 25 to go here at Pocono.
Now here's the thing: Anderson's gotta be making this decision soon to come in, because these guys are gonna have a really good speed difference between him. His last lap was a 56.71. Okay, Dan West last time by a 54.55. That's over 2 second difference.
Pit stops down and away. Annenbacher beating him out along with Ritter.
Here he is. Anderson's on pit road.
And now the leader coming in as they exit. You're seeing the pit exit. Ritter's back on track, and now we'll catch up with Anderson now as he is coming in. Harris also, all this fast traffic overtaking him. Cycle back around your pick, John. Stephen O'Hare now the new leader in 41 is Tyler King. Caden Anderson all on the pit lane. Chad Malik comes in as well in 44.
So last to pit to be O'Hare and Dean Moore. And again, they need to weigh the options here. 57.3 for last time by for O'Hare, a 54.87 for Dan West Jr. That's a huge difference in lap times right there that they need to be aware of.
All this going on. Of course, there's truck number 41, the American touch-up entry. One of the drivers of the Beaver State Racing clan and his Ford, Stephen O'Hare, right now in the lead. Obviously, he's going to have to pit, but when this, I mean, he's going to have to. Dean Moore. And I guess once we do that, then it's going to cycle back around to
Caden Anderson.
Caden Anderson back as the leader again. Wow. What strategy for the 37?
I wonder how long O'Hare's going to stay out. I mean, technically, he can go to lap
55, I'm thinking. 55, 57.
Well, lap 50. He can go about 2 more laps, 3 more laps,
Okay.
maybe.
Okay. Well, there goes Dean Moore. More speed entry. Another one of the Beaver State drivers. His Chevrolet on pit road. And you notice, John, as everyone is coming in, whether you got damage or not, if you're ready to go, they come in for this pit stop. They're fixing their trucks if they're damaged. Here we go. 41's in. You called it, John, about a lap shy. He had to come in on lap 49.
Yeah, I've been running this this track and in this vehicle all week long, the iRacing official series. So I had a pretty good idea how long fuel would go. But there, the thing with open setups is everybody's setup is different. The way they drive is different. So the tire wear is the only thing that's kind of up in the air about, who can make your truck drive the longest in the most stable without losing too much time. But it's all been kind of equal, and that's going to put Anderson back in the lead now with Tidrick about. I can't even tell. My timing's not working.
So they're going to come to the line, and it's going to be 21 laps to go. We're in the crosshairs of the finish of this race as O'Hare back on track, back to speed, and all the while the leader is now working off the Long Pond straightaway into turn 2 to 3. That's Caden Anderson, by the way, cycle back around to him. And look who's in second, like right with him, John. B.J. Tidrick.
Where'd he come from?
Man, where did he come from? He was telling me that he's got circled on his permanent marker, New Hampshire. He wasn't thinking about Pocono. Oh, well. There's a will, there's a way.
Yeah, but now keep in mind, though, we also saw this from Anderson last time. He's not great on the first 5 or 6 laps after the pit stop. But once that truck, once those tires heat up and that setup really comes in for him, he's faster on the long runs than anybody else we've seen tonight. So if Tidrick's going to do something with him, he's got to do it now and hopefully put a big enough pad between him and Anderson that Anderson can't catch back up to him. But I don't know. It doesn't look like he's got it. It doesn't look like he has what it takes. And third place ain't that far behind them either.
Yeah, third place. That's, of course, remember, Tyler King. Look at that. No, I'm sorry. It's Dan West
Dan
Jr.
West.
My apologies. I saw the 21 truck there behind him. But there is, of course.
He's got his hands full. That 6 truck is more than White just sitting in there. Made the move pretty quick.
Yeah, that's Tyler King, and Tyler King is actually behind the leaders of 1 and 2. My correction, that's why I thought he was in third, but he's actually in the 49 seconds back in 21st position. So there you go. Now Chris White just got around Dan West Jr. to go to third.
Yes, he did. Like I said, he sent that thing down to that turn a minute ago, and it stuck. It did. I didn't see him slide the tires or anything, so he's got a pretty good setup underneath that truck.
And as they approach 20 laps to go, you see the interval, by the way, from turn 2 to turn 3 now. From the long pond straightaway, the difference from first and second, which is Anderson and Tidrick, to Chris White. Chris White doing well. He's got a podium on Monday night of the Cup Series race here in Pocono, and right now, if he can hold on, under 20 to go now at the line, he could possibly have another podium. But obviously, John, he is looking for another win. The driver, Chris White, defending Cup Series champion, of course, with 1 win this year in the trucks, 3 top 5, 6 top 10s, but he is outside the top 10 in the point standings right now in 14th. And here's something to think about, John. We got, what, 5 races left in the regular season before we reset everything and go to the playoffs for a championship.
And what's their cutoff? I mean,
it's the top 12. Top 12 go to the playoffs. Yeah.
Wow.
Round of 12 begins on September the 10th. First playoff race will be at Auto Club, and that's the round of 12. Then they go to the round of 8. Then the final 4 will battle it out at Homestead, as always, John, for the championship in November.
And Homestead's another track that I like, especially in the truck, man. It's just, it's so much fun to watch. You got like literally 5 different lines through the turns, especially 1 and 2. You'll see them spread out going down into turn 1 at Homestead, 4 or 5 wide sometimes. It's so much fun to watch.
Doing really good so far, watching all these guys working their way back around the racetrack. Welcome to coverage. iRacing on LSRTV, simulcast on the Community Radio Network. John Mustin Jr., I'm Wesley Outland. We got, of course, Charles Wooten running the broadcast production and the boards, as well as Jeff Stab now for Rocket Media. And this is round number 16 of the 2022 ninth season of the Northwest Racing Series Trucks. Pocono Raceway, under 20 to go. Caden Anderson trying to redeem himself from a bad night of luck in the Cup race on Monday night. And John, it is his race to lose. But hey, don't count out B.J. Tidrick. He's only 1.5 seconds back. It's Frank Harris bouncing off the wall. Front straightaway. Saves the 11. No caution.
What saved the 11 right there is exactly what you just said. It's the front stretch. It's huge and wide. You can pack like 9 cars across that thing. So he got lucky there that there was nobody down below him when he bounced off the wall and made that huge correction. Meantime, that Superflow truck, I love that paint job, by the way.
Days of Thunder.
Yes, sir. That's the 44 of Chad
man.
Malik making a move here on the 46 of Sean Breitzman. Breitzman's night is just not going good for him, Wesley.
Yeah, I feel bad for Sean Breitzman, man. I mean, especially after being the runner-up on Monday night in the Cup race. And looking at the standings here of the 58 drivers that have competed, this is the debut in the Truck Series, John, for the driver of the 44. And that again is Chad Malik. Yeah, got him a solid run right now. Chad Malik currently in the top 15 on the racetrack. Sean Breitzman behind him. And 15 laps to go when they come to the line this time by.
Well, how about B.J. Tidrick? Let's talk about him for a minute. That 72 truck guy in second place right now. Now, he's having a hard time catching up to Caden Anderson right now. He's kind of actually losing some ground to Caden. But he's come up 17 spots. The man started in 19th place tonight and has avoided catastrophe. He's got some guys that bounced off the wall right in front of him. And now he's just hanging on to second right here. Wow, he's got a lot of pressure from the lap car of King right now. But Tidrick's having a pretty good run here, Wesley, in that old Spice truck.
And there's actually something that the leader, Caden Anderson, and B.J. Tidrick have in common. They're both from Yakima, Washington.
Yakima.
Yakima, Washington. B.J. Tidrick, of course, also, as I mentioned, on Finish Line on Wednesday. Yesterday, he was a winner, three-time winner of the Montana 200 and back-to-back 2 years in a row. Competes in real racing, builds race cars for other drivers. And in addition to that, John, he loves running on Northwest. He's got one career Northwest Racing Series win. That was with the Cup car in June of 2020 at Darlington. He has not won since, and he's looking for his first career truck win, second career overall Northwest win if he can pull it off. But right now, got himself a good run. He told me actually in the interview on Finish Line yesterday, he didn't think he had a shot at Pocono. I'm proud of him being in the number 2 spot right now.
And now, if I'm Tidrick right now, I got a 4-second lead over the guy in third. I'm letting this lap truck go because I'm watching King here all over the back bumper of Tidrick, and that's just asking for catastrophe. If Tidrick gets loose in any way, shape, or form, they're going to collect each other here. I just let this guy go.
Well, I think what he's trying to do, John, is keep some distance between him and that truck of Chris White, who's in third, and have some trucks in front of him.
Well, he's, like I'm saying,
I do see your point.
got a 4.5-second lead over them. I mean, and stretching it out. You know, I'd be worried about, because you want to have a great finish tonight for points. You know what I'm saying? And where's Tidrick at in the points right now?
B.J. Tidrick currently is outside the top 10 in.
I don't even see him.
Oh, wow. I don't even see him in the. Wow, he's way in the 32nd. As I said, he hasn't ran that much. He's not ran that much.
This is just for bragging rights, I guess.
Yeah, it's his 9th start this year, and he has no top 5s and no top 10s. So, honestly, this would be his recorded best finish of the year so far, if he does well, if he gets this done. Oh, and by the way, next week we're going to New Hampshire, Cup and Truck. Magic Mile, here we come, 13 to go.
See what I mean? See how really close King is getting on the back bumper as they go into turns, and what that does, that takes the air off the back spoiler, and that's going to give him a little less downforce back there. It's not what you want. So I would just be like, okay, dude, pass me low, I'll let you go. No worries, you know. I'm not sure what happened to Dan West Jr. back there, but he just lost a substantial amount of time on these guys up ahead of him.
I thought Tidrick was about to eat the wall there coming off of turn number 3 down the front chute. He saves it. And all the while now he's got King and Johnson behind him. That's the gap plus a lot of air and opportunity for the number 6 of Chris White to run him down. And you see way up ahead, John, saw him in the sidelines. Those are your leaders.
Anderson's just out for a Sunday drive right now, man. He's not even worried. Look at him. Oh, that truck's got a wicked slide, though, on the tunnel turn right there.
Yeah, Caden Anderson coming off of a pretty dismal run this past Monday night here at Pocono in the Cup race. And right now, he is looking, if he pulls this off, for his second win this year out of 4 poles, 5 top 5s and 7 top 10s for the Yakima, Washington native in his 14th start in car number 37, 11 to go. 37 truck going off there into turn number 1 and 2. It is his race to lose there, John. He is just in his own world right now. He don't even have to deal with Tidrick, right? If I was Tidrick, I would just settle in, be happy with second. Same thing with Chris White. Be mindful of Chris White because I think he's coming. But I think, honestly, you know, this is the way things are going to settle out here unless we get some late race caution.
Don't say that. We don't want any late race cautions. I want to see.
You don't want any late race cautions.
I really don't. Oh man, you know, I just would like to see how, you know, well these guys handle. Oh, in the walls is stand now again. Yeah. Wow. And a lot of damage that time.
He definitely walloped the wall.
Oh,
Frank Harris in trouble.
Heavy contact.
He's off the
smoking.
pace. He's smoking. He might have just hand grenaded an engine there in the power plant number 11.
No, he hit something really hard. Look at the front of that truck.
Yes, he did. Wow, you're exactly right. Oh, man, look at the smoke coming from the back end, bellowing from the contact. He
But no
is trying
caution.
to come
So
to
there
the
you go.
pits.
Wonder if he's got a faster pair left.
10 to go, no yellow. Stabnow hits the wall. Harris hits the wall, but no yellow flag.
Here's
a
replay.
Replay what happened to the 11 of Harris.
hello.
Oh my goodness.
Oh!
He hit the outside. He hit the inside. Broadside of a barn, as my dad used to always tell me. Where's the smoke at? Smoky, smoky.
I don't know. That's really weird that the replay doesn't show the
Why
the
is
smoke.
it not showing smoke? Oh, yeah, I don't get that.
It's an
Wow.
interesting glitch. Maybe
Okay.
I wonder if he had a faster pair. Do we know if he? No, he didn't.
Engine went right there. There's the smoke.
Now he's still on pit road, so he has already used his faster pair, so he's done.
Yeah, it's
Whenever
tough, right?
whenever you blow an engine here, Wesley, in a truck, it's over. It's over.
Oh, yeah, it's
Today
over,
is
brother.
done.
It's over. There you see Aaron Cooper, truck number 71. Currently another solid top 10 run for this driver. The Bug Eyes, number 71 in the 8th position. And behind him, of course, Stefan O'Hare. Your pick, John. Your pick. Going to finish in 9th unofficially right now.
Yeah, I'm not good at picking drivers, man. Just not, especially when I don't know who they are.
My over-under is good as well. I only picked one caution.
Nice.
No, we didn't. We didn't even click it. We didn't pick the over/under on yellow flags either.
Has there only been one? I thought we had two.
No, one yellow flag.
Oh.
One caution of the race so far. One caution. Caution laps for 3. And 8 remaining. Lead changes 4. That's all that it's gone on so far. That's it.
That graphic looks like a little Ziploc bag. with a label on it.
Is it a what?
I'm sorry. Look, man, I did. You know me. I cook at my house. I cook dinner for everybody.
Having a
and
squirrel moment.
when I was putting away all the leftovers and stuff, I use Ziploc bags. It's easier that way than using a Tupperware bowl all the time. So every time I see something that looks like a Ziploc, that's what I see is a Ziploc bag. That's what the label looked like. They just put up the graphic.
8, 7 to go. Cooper loose. He let White get in front of him. O'Hare, I'm sorry. O'Hare has now moved to 8th. Anderson, Tidrick, White, West, Bloom, top 5. And the laps are winding down. 7 to go here at the virtual Pocono Raceway. Tricky Triangle. One caution. That's been it. Good show here.
Yeah, it's been a great show. I mean, could have used a little more racing action. We had a lot of it at first. Now that it's been this long green flag run, which is what you typically see at Pocono, these guys have just been spread out all over the track now. Look at this right here. Great shot down the long pond. You can see how spread out everything is right now.
Yeah, pretty good race. Distance coming to the end here. Obviously, Caden Anderson looking for his 2nd win if he pulls it off. The driver of the number 37. There you see Newton. Got a couple of wins this year at the road courses, as I mentioned. Of course, won at Road America last week along with the race at Sonoma. All the while, they're just having fun down the stretch.
I tell you, that green on that truck is a brilliant metallic green. Like you can see that a mile away.
And it's a very sharp-looking color for the driver of the number 89 machine, John Onenbacher, Daytona truck winner out of Billings, Montana. His Chevrolet got another solid run here tonight. He got 7th position right now on course. And for a guy that normally don't like racetracks, John, Paul Newton right there in front of him. The Paul Newton design 27's going to walk away with a good top 10 finish tonight.
Hey, anytime you can drive to a 6th place finish at Pocono, you're doing good.
And mind you, there's still racing laps left, so there might be changes here because Onenbacher all over Paul Newton like you know what.
He's always after his lucky charms.
Yes, sir.
That green truck, that shamrock green, I mean, you can't miss that thing. Look at that.
5 to go. Newton down the bottom of the racetrack. Onenbacher follows right behind him. We settle into the clutches of the home stretch here. Next week, we're at New Hampshire. Now, the Sim 500 Cup Series that John and I cover on Monday night. Now, we're going to be at Pocono Monday.
That'll be a good race.
And then Justin and myself will be back at New Hampshire with the Northwest Racing Cup cars on Monday. And Greg Rentz and John and myself tentatively will be here next Thursday night with the race at New Hampshire for the trucks. And all the while, Newton holding on to that 6th position, but Ottenbacher trying to reel him in to the line. John, 3 to go.
Yeah, Ottenbacher, I mean, he drove that thing into 3 really hard. Did you see that?
Yes, sir. Man,
I mean,
I thought it was
when you make up that much space,
come right out from under him.
I really did too. I'm really surprised that at this time in the run, with that many laps on those tires, that truck stuck like it did. And that's interesting to me because I'm wondering if he's got enough grip to maybe try to make that move again and maybe cut it lower this time. Four to go, and Tidrick is 6.5 seconds behind. Anderson really just needs to be careful and mind himself around lap traffic. He's got to win here.
Laps coming to a close as Ottenbacher sits in that 7th spot. It is Anderson. Caden Anderson in his own world. He's closing in, believe it or not, on back marker trucks. The tail end of the field in his path. And believe, John, that's drivers like Tyler Kim and Kevin Smith and Sean Brightsman. Now, you think of Smith, he was one of the front runners earlier in this race.
Yeah, but don't forget he slammed the wall pretty hard also.
That's right. That's right.
And the wall is not a forgiving person here, Wesley. The wall will reach out and wrinkle you.
Exactly. We had a lot of incidents tonight where trucks hit the wall, slammed the wall, but they didn't bring out the caution.
Yep.
But it still damages your truck, and that's what happened to many of these guys here tonight.
Yeah,
by the way.
Some of them didn't take their fast repair the first pit stop and opted to get the manual repairs done, and that's what put them way back in the back here. And it's just like we covered at the top of the show, so difficult to pass here, especially in the dirty air, that after a while it's just, you've lost the ability to do that, lost the ability of the traction to make moves and make passes.
If you're a guy like Tyler Kim, you just say, have at it, boys. Let Caden Anderson just take his spot, rightfully so.
Save me a beer at the finish line, Caden.
Hold my beer, as they say. Coming off of turn number 2, what turn 4 is upon them. And Caden Anderson will work his way, willing and dealing off the turn. Sets his sights now on Smith and Moore. And he'll also come to the CRN, 1 to go. White flag in the air, 1 more lap to go for Yakima, Washington's Caden Anderson, looking for race win number 2 of the year. He's in turn 1 for the final time, John.
What's impressive to me about Anderson's run tonight as he goes down through turn 1 back to Long Pond straightaway is his truck it's so good on long runs right now. Like, we were just watching him for a whole lap, and he put a 1.5 seconds on the board between himself and second place in that 1 lap. So that tells me he's got an outstanding setup for this truck, and it's great for the long runs as we watch him go down through the tunnel turn right here, then out of the tunnel turn, watching these lap trucks bounce off the wall in front of him. That's got to make him nervous there, Wesley.
It is 137th start overall of Northwest Racing Series competition. He will pick up now his 18th career win, his 2nd win of the year. Caden Anderson, from bad luck on Monday in the Cup Series to BNP1 tonight, dominates the trucks at Pocono. 2nd spot. What a turnaround for BJ Tidrick, where he didn't even think he'd be a contender. He'll settle for 2nd. Chris White, another podium finish to round out the week, John. He did it on Monday in the Cup, and he does it tonight in the trucks as well.
Very impressive run from Mr. White. This has been a really fascinating race to watch with these guys. Such a huge difference between truck setups and longevity of the run and whatnot. But, wow, Anderson with almost an 8.5 second lead for the victory. Wow.
Sheer domination when he jumped back out in front and never looked back. Again, 78th on the all-time win list, is 137th start. Caden Anderson getting it done again to go along with also now 66 top 5s and 89 top 10s And a win now, number 18 of his career in the Truxton Cup. And what a phenomenal job by the driver of Caden Anderson here tonight. And that's going to also give him another pretty good spot up there in the points battle. And the celebration will begin. John Mustian, get ready for what we call the Northwest High Five Salute.
Oh, yeah?
You know what's coming?
Sounds like violence.
Well,
Chaos and destruction everywhere.
Who's going to be the first one to give him a blow?
Oh! Holy smokes!
Robert Gamble with the death
It's
blow.
up, and it's good through the goalposts.
Look at this.
That truck
They're
ain't
all
going nowhere, man.
celebrating.
My God. Oh,
Don't you love it, John?
I love it.
It's like a demolition derby whenever the race is over. It's like the race, and then it's the entertainment after.
Tag, you're it.
That's Tyler Kim. You lapped me, buddy?
And he's out of the track.
I think he
He's
just
gone.
got shot to the moon and he disappeared.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Unofficial results here. Caden Anderson dominating over BJ Tindrick. There you see the difference, 7.885 seconds at the line. Chris White is in third. Dan West Jr. fourth. Brian Bloom, the top five. Paul Newton, John Ottenbacher, Stephen O'Hare, Aaron Cooper, Robert Gamble, the top 10. And by the way, fast driver of the race tonight, 54.36 seconds. That will go to the driver of Dan West Jr. again, who finishes in the top five.
Toby Ritter's 11th. Dean Moore, 12th. Jeff Stabnow rallies back to a 13th spot after some bad luck. Chad Malik, 14th. Troy Daggett, 15th. Sean Breitsman, 16th. Kevin Smith, 17th. Tyler Kim, 18th. Tyler King, 19th. Rounding out your top 20 is the 7 truck of Brett Johnson.
And, of course, Frank Harris, B.J. Duvall, and Briar Reynolds, the rundown of the drivers that competed here. 1 caution flag, 3 laps, 3 caution laps, and on 4 lead changes of the race. When it's all said and done, Caden Anderson getting the win. We're getting ready for the finish line post-race wrap-up. We're also coming up on the top of the hour. We will pause for 10 seconds of radio network identification. This is the Northwest Racing Series from Pocono on the Community Radio Network. Our post-race show follows after.
Community Radio Network, WCRN 87.9 FM, Clayton, Garner, Raleigh, North Carolina, USA. We are CRN.
It is time for the finish line post-race wrap-up from Pocono after, of course, round 16 of the Northwest Racing Series. Welcome back to iRacing on LSRTV, simulcast on the Community Radio Network. I'm Wesley Outland. We got John Muschin Jr. alongside. We'll wrap it up here in a moment. But first, let's grab our top three. Third place in the Cup race, in the truck race. Green is normally a bad luck color, except for this guy, Chris White. Third place again, man. Truck race, definitely different than the Cup race event. You're taking things here tonight.
Yeah, you know, Pocono's a good track for me, so I enjoy coming here. Strong truck tonight. You know, I was just moving towards the front on that first run, chasing down Dan West Jr. there, and was planning out my move to take the lead, and that caution came out. So, you know, I was never able to get this truck up out front in the clean air to see what it could do, but it was a strong, fast truck for sure. And I don't know what else to say. I screwed up on pit road there. I tried to undercut the 37 there, come in a lap early, and maybe get out ahead of him after his pit stop, but I accidentally slid through my pit box and cost me about 3 seconds. So that was really the difference between BJ and myself. But other than that, you know, solid top three finish again. Monday night, you know, Pocono this week was fantastic for me.
Hey, this is John. Chris, nice to meet you, man. I'm new here. I have a quick question for you. I was going to ask you about the slide through the pits. When you did that, did you still make any changes to your truck, or did you ditch all the changes and just go back out with what you had?
No, you know, I slid through the pit box there, and you know, it's just kick it in reverse, get the tires, gas, and go. You know, I just don't think about doing anything else. Like I was saying, the truck was pretty solid. I didn't really want to steer away from what I had. It was fast, and it didn't get really loose on the long run. It actually tightened up like what I wanted it to feel like. So yeah, it was a good truck. No changes needed. Just wanted to get my tires fuel and get back out there.
I'll tell you what, Chris, obviously a good solid run for you this week, not only for the Cup, but also the Truck Series in points as well.
Yeah, it's definitely good to finish up the top three. It's very hard to do in this series, whether it's the Cup Series or the Truck Series. Very hard to do. Competition's tough. So when you get the podium finishes or wins even, you know, I kind of feel grateful for it because they don't come very often, and it certainly helps the point situation. We do got a win over here in the Truck Series already, so that helps lock us in. We're still searching for that win on the Cup side, so hopefully that comes soon. But yeah, good night for us. Just want to thank you guys, LSRTV, as always. Got to thank W Energy. Get you some Dub Sludge, W Energy, W.GG. Use code CWR10 for 10% off. And just thanks to everybody in the Northwest Racing Series as always. And we'll see you guys next Monday night.
Yeah, New Hampshire, the Magic Mile from the Tricky Triangle next Monday as well. And, of course, the 2021 Northwest Cup Series champion, Chris White, settles for third at Pocono, both for Cup and Truck this week. Runner-up of the race is the man in the number 72, BJ Tidrick. Best finish of the year. First top 5, first top 10 of the year as well. BJ Tidrick, you're taking finish in second. You were telling me on finish line after winning the Montana 200 on Wednesday that you had permanently circled New Hampshire and Darlington in your schedule. Man, I think you should have circled Pocono. What a race for you. Was it just luck tonight? You're taking this event.
Well, I got to give a big thank you to Caden Anderson, who was my crew chief today, helped me out, and made some big gains that definitely helped us out on finding some speed. Wasn't great in practice. Couldn't really find a setup that I liked, and Caden helped me out and definitely brought some life to the team.
Well, BJ, this is John, new to the group here, and glad to see you, man. Great run for you tonight. Are you going to be able to take any of this momentum and translate it over to New Hampshire next week?
Absolutely. The tracks are both kind of flat, and they both have their own little characteristics, but New Hampshire's actually a lot better track for me. I wasn't really looking forward to Pocono. I don't have high expectations coming here because I've just, you know, sucked continuously. This has been my best run ever at Pocono. I'm really happy to have a good run tonight. Been struggling all year, and this one definitely put some gas in the tank.
Were you just content with second, BJ? I mean, obviously, I know you said Caden helped you out with the setup, but I mean, when you were able to get to that second position, was you just, I'll just sit here, I'll stay in my place, stay in my lane, and just be happy with this second spot?
I absolutely was. I told Caden, he was in our team speak, and I told him, I'm just going to ride behind you because this is a win for me. So I'm not really looking at any sort of points deal. I've missed quite a few races, but now even if I would have had a shot at him late, I would have been really, really nice to him because he helped me out. But Caden's a heck of a driver. He's always up here running up front, both the Cup Series and the Truck Series, and I want to work with him more because he's definitely got some stuff figured out.
Well, it's on to New Hampshire. Obviously, there's only one place to go up from second. That's the first spot. You told me New Hampshire, you think you got a chance to win here and get off a 2-year slide and go back to victory lane. You still feel that confident after this race tonight in second?
I do, actually. I don't know what it is about New Hampshire. I've just always been successful there. I don't know if it's just the way I drive or what, but I'm really excited about New Hampshire. I've been waiting for that one for a while. And I don't know, maybe I can pull out a W. I would just be happy with another top 5.
Sponsors, man, thank them.
Old Spice. I don't think they actually ever give me any money, but I'm going to need some because I was sweating into that race.
Can you do the whistle?
I can't. It's not very good.
You tried. I got to give you an A for effort there. That's BJ Tendrick, ladies and gentlemen. He'll settle for the second spot. Let's go to victory lane, and congratulations to you, Caden Anderson. This is in your 139th career start for Northwest. This is your 18th career win and your second win this year. Congratulations, bud.
Did we lose him?
Caden Anderson, you got a copy?
Yeah, sorry about that. I want to say thank you. We've kind of struggled this year compared to last year, but I feel like we figured something out, and I feel like we're definitely on a roll now.
Well, Caden, real quick, at what point in the race did you realize you had the truck to win? We saw you came up, what, 17 spots, I think, 18 spots you gained there, but at what point did you think yourself, wow, this truck's really alive and really handles perfect?
Well, I didn't get much practice, and I kind of botched qualifying, so it was really the first lap of the race. Like BJ said, I mean, we put some laps, or he put some laps down in practice and felt really good about it, so I was content with what he said and how he felt with the truck, so just ran with it, and during the race it felt really good, so I was like, man, we have a shot here. And then I want to say lap 30 or so is when we started to really pick up the pace.
Hayden, final question. You can segue this into your sponsors. Man, this has got to be the ultimate relief, especially having a bad night at the Tricky Triangle like you did on Monday to come back and redeem this place.
Yeah, I felt like we might have had a winning car Monday night also, but just didn't work out for us. So to be able to come back here and win and you know, make sure that we're locked into the playoffs and whatnot is really good for us.
Sponsor time.
Yeah, Harvest Chevrolet, Studio 10 Wraps, RKM Setup Shop, and that's it.
And that is the driver of the number 37 out of Yakima, Washington, Caden Anderson. Hey, by the way, Yakima, Washington drivers both in first and second, by the way. Caden Anderson and BJ Tendrick, of course, Chris White settling for a number 3 position. And that will wrap it up here tonight. Looking for New Hampshire coming up next week. Of course, that will be for the Cup and the Truck Series. I want to see if they've updated the point standings before we go off the air. And they have, and believe it or not, Justin Prince and I will be back with New Hampshire Monday. We'll have Greg Rance and John here with you next Thursday for the trucks. And going into the truck race, John, Dennis Moore is going to hold on to the points by 6 over Cole Raz. Even though Cole Raz was not in attendance, he still will hold on to second in the point standings as we go to New Hampshire. That is, talk about luck, man. Wow.
I was about to say, that's some serious luck right there. That's going to be fun to watch this battle in the points lead here. Going into New Hampshire next week, going to be a flat track. Another one, a lot different, but not that much different, I guess, would be. I'm trying to get out there from Pocono. So I look to see Mr. Anderson here do another bang-up job out there on track next week and see these guys come out and do it again.
Well, John, your final take of everything. Welcome to the Northwest Racing Series family. What'd you think of Pocono? Your final thoughts?
I was not disappointed. I tell you what, it lived up to its reputation as being tricky. We saw some guys testing those walls, those safer barriers, both inside and outside, and they lost. By the way, if y'all weren't watching, they failed the test again. But it was great, man. I enjoyed it, and thanks for having me here.
It was certainly a fun time. Of course, next week, Greg Rance returns. John will be joining us. And, of course, Justin Prince and myself will have it for you with the Northwest Cup Series from New Hampshire, the trucks from New Hampshire for the Northwest Racing Series on Facebook at LSRTV, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at CRN Sports on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as well. Don't forget CRN tomorrow night, coverage from Wake County Speedway, NASCAR Friday night with the Zaxby's 135 and County Line Raceway dirt racing on Saturday as well. And of course, don't forget to join Ness and all the other cool things by going to livesimracingtv.com. For Jeff Stabnow, Charles Wooten, Rocket Media, and iRacing on LSR TV, and